everybody, welcome back to Dance with Mary NYC, where we talk about any and all things pointe shoes. In this month's episode, I thought we would go over how to keep your pointe shoe ribbons from coming undone. So let's get started. So I've got some different examples of ribbons. And back in the day, ribbons used to be made out of grosgrain or satin. Now they're made of kind of a nylon or a polyester or even a stretch material. So I've got a light stretch material here, and I know a lot of people will recognize this. This has got the stretch part in it, but it's still, you can see that's kind of a nylon ribbon, polyester. And then there's your basic ribbon there. So the truth is, these types of ribbons can be quite slick. And if you think about it, if you're doing, say, multiple releves in a variation, or if you're doing a lot of bourrées or a lot of piqué turns, the friction is going to loosen up the knot that you're tying. So we've got to learn how to keep it in place. And I have to tell you, I learned this the hard way. I had ribbons fall out during a performance, so then I was determined after that. So you will learn from my mistakes. So I've got my ribbons tied already. And if you're not sure how to tie your ribbons, we covered that in a previous episode. Number one, you could use, this is pretty old school, you could use hairspray. So you get any kind of hairspray, and it's, of course, you don't want the aerosol kind, if they even sell that stuff anymore. But you just spray it. It gets it a little tacky. It really does help it stay in place. This might work, say, for class, or it may work for if you have, like, say, a brief performance and you're not doing a ton of dancing, but you just want it to stay in place, or maybe even photographs. You could do it for that. So the thing about this, though, is you can see it's already sort of started changing the color. Right? And the other thing is it does get sticky. It is going to change the color in your tights. It is going to make your ribbons sort of permanently kind of sticky. So my second idea is a spray rosin. Now, it doesn't matter what kind you get. They sell them at dance stores. You could also look for them in a place that sells equipment for baseball pitchers. So baseball pitchers will very often use spray rosin on their hands, and you can find it pretty inexpensive there. So you're going to take the spray rosin, and just be careful if you're on a floor that doesn't allow you to use rosin. You want to kind of use it very lightly. You're going to shake it up just like your hairspray, and then you're just going to give it a little spray in. Same thing, though, as with the hairspray. It is going to get a little sticky and tacky. It will help keep your ribbons in place in the short term, but it is going to change the color of them, and they are also going to be sticky after that, and then you're going to get sticky on your tights, and then eventually your hands get sticky. So if you're partnering with somebody and you need to do, say, finger turns or something like that, you may want to kind of shy away from this, or maybe even you want to use gloves. But if you're looking for convenience, rosin spray is the way to go. Okay, what you can do is you can get your needle and your thread. And I like to just double up on the needle. And I also like to use cotton thread rather than polyester thread. I just feel like polyester thread breaks very easily. You're going to start to stitch through, and then be careful, don't poke yourself. I have poked myself before, so learn from my mistakes. But I'm going to go through, and then the important thing is to go through all layers. You may want to cut your ribbons down so that you don't have so much to stitch, but you want to make sure to go through all layers. You can make it neat as you like. When I did this method, I never really worried about making it too neat because it was always a performance situation. So I knew people far away really couldn't see it. You know, really, my mentor David Howard used to say from 3 rows back, no one could see anything anyway. And I do have to say, I believe that's true. So I'm going to go and I'm just going to stitch a few times, and I am making sure to go through all the layers, and then I'll just knot that off. And then I'm just going to cut that off. And you can see, you can barely see it even on camera. Right? So that is your method number 3. Now, I have a method number 4. This is my absolute favorite method to use. I am going to get Band-Aids. Yes, Band-Aids. If you haven't done this before, this is great. So the Band-Aids that I'm using today, you can use clear if you like, but I decided to get sheer. Again, save your money, get the cheap kind. Get the, like, say, medium kind if you can. The clear ones work great too, but I looked at the sheer ones and I thought, oh my goodness, that really does look like my tights. So I am going to take that Band-Aid, and it helps to have little fingers or to just be a little patient because you're going to have to finesse it in. the cushion part of the Band-Aid goes inward. And then you start wrapping the sheer part of the Band-Aid where it would affix to, say, your skin. If you had an injury, I hope you don't, but now I'm going to tie it that way. And I don't know if you can see, it really truly does disappear. You won't even notice it. I have never had a problem when I've used the Band-Aids. I've had problems with the hairspray one. I have tried that, and that is just a short-term fix. And I have had problems with the Rosin one coming out in performance. And I even had problems with sort of it coming a little bit undone with the thread. But with the Band-Aids, I have never had a problem with it coming undone. And the good news is it doesn't stain, it doesn't leave anything goopy on it. And the best news is it is pretty good for quick changes. So that's my recommendation, is to go with a sheer or clear Band-Aid. You don't have to buy them in a dance store. You can just buy them in a regular drugstore, and you can see how it's going to disappear right up against that ribbon. And that ribbon, once you've got that in there, that is not going anywhere. We'll just kind of give you a little show and see. And you can see that Band-Aid is going to stay. I hope you got some great tips on how to keep your pointe shoe ribbons from coming undone. Now don't forget to click if you like something, subscribe, and share this episode with others. Leave your comments below and let us know what you'd like us to cover in future episodes. Thanks for watching.